7 o'clock. We'll open the meeting for Portage East Law Commission for Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. Everybody's here except Commissioner Craig Grant. Public comment, anybody signed up?
Matt Wagner.
Matt? Go ahead, sure.
Sit right here.
Well,
Yeah,
stand up here and introduce yourself.
My name's Matt Wagner. Everybody knows me. Yeah, I was just wanted clarification on the commercial slip rental. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, and there's been different talk about it at different times. Then there was some decision that was made regarding not having fish slips from the year before in order to qualify for a commercial slip rental.
Well, it's, the rule is unless you're actively fishing or have fish tickets from the previous year, the commission would make that decision whether they'd allow you commercial moorage or not.
Right. I guess my point is that myself personally, and you guys know I don't do this for a living. It's something that I do as a way to try to pick up money for gasoline and any extra cash. But it's a great expense to take a boat to commercial moorage. You know that, Terry.
Yeah.
I've got all the the safety equipment on board. I've got commercial salmon gerties that I've had made, electric ones. Spent a lot of money on my boat.
Are you fishing it commercially?
No, not right now. I'm not.
Have you fished it?
I very little. The fishing's been bad, and learning curve. I just got the permit 3 years ago. So, everyone thinks it's just a piece of cake, step right in, start doing it. It's not that way. And
It is a commercial vessel, though.
it is licensed commercial vessel. Yeah.
David, I'm not aware that it's a commission decision.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did make that. It took it out of my hands and left that decision up to you if somebody hasn't actively fished the previous season.
So is there an application process to come before the commission, or have we
I
formalized?
didn't know Matt was gonna be here. I probably
Yeah.
could have.
So the process is he completes an application and then we review it and
It's
decide
just
which
a
rate,
moorage application.
Yeah.
which rate he's gonna get,
Yeah.
based on the criteria we've set and then the review of the
Well, but also
application, right?
don't forget I had the rate before. I had it season before last.
Before they change the
And
rules.
all that can be part of the discussion
Yeah.
when you bring it before the commission.
So.
Well, we either got rules or we don't.
Right. I mean, it's simple, Matt. We'll sit down and look at the rules, and I'm not so sure what we were thinking. I don't recall.
I could never
Well-
imagine us making a decision like that. If we got rules, we got rules. That means we have to look at every case that comes through the door?
Only
The
if it's
board?
appealed to the board.
Only if they haven't actively fished the previous.
We went through that last winter, didn't we?
And that's when we.
I
Well, see,
remember
and we-
discussing.
We didn't want David to be, the manager to be in the middle of that, when it came to that point. And that we talked about the decision, if it required a subjective call, we would make that call based on the discussion with the applicant.
But then on top of the whole situation is the situation with fishing itself. There's been no salmon season for
All
nearly
that,
3 years.
all that's gonna be part of the discussion. We can't make a decision tonight.
So you came in to find out what it would cost to moor your boat?
No, I know what the commercial rate was.
And then we said,
But I basically was declined because I didn't have any fish tickets for last year.
oh.
That-
Okay, well, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So there must be a process then to appeal it, and that's what we need to do. If that's the case, that's what we do.
And that's what we need to do. So we have the application somewhere?
Well,
It's
he
just a
doesn't have a
moorage
word slip right now.
application.
If everybody that didn't catch a fish last year was declined, we probably wouldn't have anybody in the commercial.
Right.
You know,
I
and,
agree.
and so I think we need to review that, look at it, Matt, and we will do so.
I don't know how many boats are even in the harbor anymore that have a salmon permit.
But you've completed the moorage application?
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a commercial slip here for was it?
No, for this
But did
season.
you do it this year
No, not
again?
this year, no.
That's what we need to do, is we need to get you one and get you to complete it. And then, apparently that's our process,
Yeah,
right?
and then you can come before the commission.
Yeah, you know, and it's just that I'm just here just to clarify it so that I know in my head, you know. It's I'm hoping that it's going to be a better year this year.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know,
We all are.
whether it is or not remains to be seen. But
Well, your commercial salmon permit's gonna entitle you, you know, to fish other options, black cod, tuna.
right, oh
Okay.
Get out there.
Get with the manager, get an application, Matt,
Okay.
we'll look at it,
Thanks.
and I think the criteria needs to be evaluated. Okay, thank you. If no one else signed up,
No, that's it.
approval of the agenda by consent, any problems with the agenda?
No, looks good to me.
No additions, corrections on my part.
Hearing none, it is approved by consent. Approval of the minutes by consent. Has everybody a chance to review the minutes?
Have no additions or corrections.
Neither do I.
Hearing none, we will approve the minutes by consent. Approval of the financials, we'll give the floor to Kelly. You have a presentation at all?
Just very small.
Okay.
The bills paid for May were $192,140.71. Obviously, the majority of that is the zero upgrade. And then the occupancy for the campground is up 6% and the mortgage is down 1% year to date.
When you say the zero upgrade, is that the work currently being,
Yeah, putting in full hookups onto the zero.
okay, so you've already paid,
Paid quite a bit, it's still ongoing, we have more bills out there. And then there's a resolution that Dave's gonna talk to you guys about.
How often do you do a fuel inventory, David?
Fuel inventory? Yeah. Basically, we do a checkout daily, don't we?
It is daily, yeah, we get slips on from the fuel.
So on
takeout
June
daily.
30th, you'll have a correct inventory?
that'd be essential for the budget?
What, for the audit, yeah, just for our financials.
Okay.
And the transfer date.
Okay, for, I
Well,
think
if
it's,
there's nothing else on the financials, we will approve the financials.
Would you like a motion, Mr. President?
I don't know, I thought we've always done that by consent,
Okay.
Kelly.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
So, hearing nothing, we will approve those by consent. And we'll turn the floor over to David.
I have a resolution to transfer funds from personnel to capital outlay for, the ongoing project for C-Row. Right now, it's looking like we're, not gonna make grade with our sewer system, so I'm gonna have to put a lift station back there.
Terry, I just checked, it's a minimum of a quarter and a maximum of 3 inches per foot, so it's,
Minimum of a quarter inch.
Yeah, and I had Stu come out from Chuck's Plumbing today, and he put a laser on it, and he basically told us that we need to put a lift station in there. And so we're gonna put it about halfway down. We'll have, the last 8 sites will be connected to that lift station. It just, we were thinking 1/8 inch per foot, but actual code is 1/4 inch per foot, and we'd be 8.5, almost 9 foot at our connection point. We're not gonna make that grade, so we're gonna need to get a lift station, and we didn't figure in our Wi-Fi back there either, so I'm not saying it's gonna, I'd like to transfer $20,000, but I'm not saying it's gonna cost all that much. I'm sure I won't spend that amount, but it's probably gonna be an additional $5,000 for the lift pump itself, and then we're probably gonna be another $3,000 to $4,000 with the Wi-Fi, with antennas and poles and connections for the Wi-Fi. We haven't had Wi-Fi back there, which I didn't realize that row has never had Wi-Fi connection, but since we're going to full service now, I mean,
It needs to
We
be
need it.
first cabin.
So you have a resolution, I don't,
yeah, it's a resolution, it's right behind financials. So we'd be transferring $20,000 out of personnel services into capital outlay to complete the Zero project.
That's just for the wireless
Yep, and the lift.
and the lift?
Yeah. And I think we're gonna have to bring in some more rock for that project too. It's just getting dusty back there.
How much of that's just for the, do we know, did we get a bid on the lift?
Yeah, I did. It's around $5,000.
Oh, I didn't hear that, okay.
Yeah.
And the electrical, he'll be able to wrap that into the,
Yeah,
Yes.
he's gonna wire that for us. We'll actually, be done with electrical tomorrow. It'll be fully hooked up, so.
good. Terry, you ready
So-
for a
yeah, well, so-
motion on this?
sure.
I would move that the Port of Siuslaw Resolution Number 619-19B, a transfer of funds between appropriate categories in the general fund, be adopted as presented.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to add, when we talked about this from the start, there was gonna be pitfalls that we
Yeah.
unforeseens, and
No.
so I think our schedule of doing it in the time we're doing it's gonna pay off anyway.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. And it's coming together quicker than expected. We would be done tomorrow, more than likely, if we were caught up with our sewer and everything would have went as planned.
Good.
No, it's looking good out there.
Okay, the next item on the agenda will be a budget hearing. Do I have a statement? Where's
It'll be
my
page 7, right behind page 7, tab 7, Terry. And there will be 2 motions.
Well, we're going to open the public hearing for the 2019-2020 budget as approved by the Port of Siuslaw Budget Committee. Anyone wishing to speak on this may have the floor at this time. Hearing no one, I'm going to close the public hearing. The next item on the agenda would be adopting the 2019-20 budget.
You ready for a motion on number 1?
Sure.
Okay, I'll take number 1. I move the Board of Commissioners of the Port of Siuslaw adopt the budget for 2019-2020 fiscal year in the amount of $2,981,523, which includes $2,858,371 for the general fund and $123,152 for the capital maintenance fund. That is the motion.
Motion's made. Do we have a second?
Looks like it dies for a second.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes unanimously. I think we're off the hook for another year. We also have another,
That was just motion 1.
I know. Yeah. Has everybody had a chance to read motion number 2? Maybe we just give them a Christmas present. We won't adopt any property taxes. Probably not. Would anybody like to entertain a motion?
Yeah, I move we adopt motion number 2. Board of Commissioners of the Port of St. Isla adopt property taxes for the 2019-20 fiscal year at the tax rate of 14.74 cents per, well, that's not correct, 0.1474 per 1,000 assessed valuation.
Second?
Made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And it passes unanimously.
So Kelly, or somebody, is there another motion, resolution to adopt and make the appropriations?
That's included.
I don't see that it's included. I see that you have I see that we have another resolution back here that we need to approve, that approve resolution number 619-19A, isn't that correct?
That's this resolution to, and appropriating the funds. Did I not put a copy in your book?
No, I have that, so we're gonna make that, we'll approve that resolution as well?
Okay, I thought that's what you did in motion one.
Well, I'd like to, I'd like to move that we, approve resolution number 6-19-19A, which actually makes the appropriations. The other two motions do not make the appropriation.
I'll
So I would
second
like to
that.
do
Good catch, Mike. Yeah.
Essentially, it's the same thing, but it doesn't make the appropriations to the
Right.
proper.
It's spelled out, it just,
Yeah,
we just need to
and
approve
it's,
it.
and it certainly is gonna cover it
Right.
if it's needed to be, so that's,
Okay, we do have a motion on the floor
and a second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Good.
Passes unanimously. I had asked Outside Gear Storage to be put on the agenda several months ago. I'm not so sure if I'm ready to tackle it tonight. I would like to maybe ask staff, David, could you explain what our process is for Outside Gear Storage?
Outside gear storage, right now, it's, that you don't have to have moorage in order to use the outside gear storage area to rent it. It is for working gear only, working commercial fishing gear of some type.
Crab pots, black cod pots, salmon gurneys, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
charter boats, fishing gear. Right now, we make about $1,780 a year off that piece of dirt back there. We charge 30 cents per foot annually. I've checked with Winchester Bay, they're at around 24 cents per foot annually, so they're a little bit cheaper, but they got a lot more real estate than we do. Newport's at 24 cents a foot per month, so they get quite a bit more.
Plus, do you know if they charge for moorage? I mean, is it a moorage requirement?
No, I don't know that.
You don't know that.
No.
I was always under the belief that you had to have commercial moorage to be able to get gear storage.
Yeah, we had looked, and it doesn't specify any about being a moorage holder here in order to rent that space, but it does state that it's active gear. Outdoor gear storage area is for working gear only. So,
So somebody moored in Newport or Winchester Bay can come here and store their gear? Is that what that
apparently,
means?
right now they can.
Are we running out of space?
Well, space is an issue if we,
If we do all the
There was.
upgrades that we're doing?
We're not really running out of space for who we have here that's renting space.
no, but if we talk about doing a new maintenance facility building.
Yeah. and then
We've
we-
talked about using one end or the other of that
Yeah.
for the area.
absolutely.
And not to run people out, but 30 cents a square foot annually,
Yeah.
and there's no other requirements, that's the cheapest real estate in Florence.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't mind offering cheap real estate, but it's not even equitable.
Yeah. No, it's, we make $1,780 annually off that section of property back there.
So that's $140 a month?
Mhm. 120, something like
How
that.
big a space is it?
Well, it's by the square
Yeah.
foot. so-
But I mean, we're talking where we do the,
I think it's about 40 by 200, 8,000 square feet back there, probably. Something like
In a
that.
nutshell, how many RV spaces could you put in there?
Probably about 8 or 10.
Okay.
There, but then we'd run out of overflow parking, trailer parking, and stuff like that for our moored customers.
Well, I know we can't make top
Yeah.
dollar for every inch of ground we own, but I think 30 cents a square foot annually is a little on the cheap side.
It is.
It's about 6,000 square feet is
Yeah.
what we're approximately
Yeah.
doing the division of 30 cents into the total receipt for the year. We're,
talking about back here where you had your boat, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where the crab pots and everything.
Yeah.
A lot of the boats that are parked back there now, boat trailers, that's just, you know,
Is it-
moored customers, or it's where they put their trailers. and
Right,
they
is
put
it
their-
full?
We're getting pretty full. We're not allowing anybody to, in the C row yet, to park their trailers in there, so that overflow will open up once we.
what was the
finish that
definition
project.
again? It has to be fishing gear or just gear?
Actively, it's outdoor gear storage areas for working gear only.
And working gear, the implication is
That somebody's
related to the
actually
fishery.
fishing and using that gear, not just storing garbage back there.
Okay. Not a cement mixer, that's not the kind of working gear they're talking about, right? Not
So it's related to fishing though, not, I mean, is it
Yeah.
related to marine or fishing?
Well, the way it sounds like is we're going by just commercial,
the term isn't tightly defined,
yeah,
is it?
and it says as the outdoor gear storage area is for working gear only. If you store items that are not related to your commercial business,
Oh.
So it's not related necessarily to fishing.
Right. And
And it
that's,
shouldn't be.
no, I mean,
It
that's
shouldn't be.
fine.
I mean, it's,
There's more than commerce in fishing on the river.
yeah, no, exactly, that's what I mean, it shouldn't be exclusive for
Okay.
fishing, we don't have that much here anymore.
but they're trying to say if somebody's just storing a bunch of junk back there, abandoned stuff that, you know, which happened to us before down C Road, and then you're not actively using that stuff that you're putting back there, we don't want it there.
So we might have to tighten up our terms, the language we use.
I'd like to see the commercial mortgage be an aspect of it. And that's a benefit of having commercial mortgages, be able to rent the commercial storage.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
So
that
how many
price,
of the
that's
people that are
very
using the
attractive.
storage are mooring here?
1, 2,
And do they get a discount? Do they pay the same as
no,
anybody?
they pay the same. I mean, they get a discounted rate for commercial mortgage, but
Nothing for the storage.
it's 30 cents a square foot back there regardless. So there's, you know, right now, there's only really basically 3 back there that are moored here.
Well, I don't know if we need to have this discussion tonight, but I just wanted to point out that I think we need to open up that ordinance and look at it.
Yeah, that's a good idea,
I agree.
but you're right, not tonight, we'll do a little work on it. maybe tonight.
Yeah, let's do some homework on it. And I've been thinking about it for several months, but I just,
How many square feet did you say that was?
6,000?
Yeah, about approximately, little less than 6,000. if we do
That
the
we're,
math.
that we're
And-
currently leasing.
And we rent
Well,
that in
pardon
increments
me,
of?
there's 6,000 square feet leased right now. What I did is I did the math on the total amount we're taking in divided by 30 cents.
Copy.
So there's some unused space right now, David?
Yeah, I was thinking there was about 8,000 square
Okay,
foot back there.
all
but-
right.
But we're gonna use part of it for our C row, so we're taking actually one spot out of there.
Yeah,
Or
Craig, I was
portion
assuming
of
it was all leased, and so it's more than, so it's the 8,000 probably. But currently, we have 6,000 under that 30 cent per year per square foot lease.
Can I ask a question? Can I
Sure,
put
Jeff.
my boat, can I park my boat trailer back there?
If
Can I
you-
pay the 30 cents and
if-
park
if-
my boat trailer there?
If you have moorage.
I didn't,
it's-
I thought we
it's-
didn't have to have more.
It's commercial.
If you're going to go make it
Commercial.
commercial, otherwise I could park my travel trailer back there, right?
No.
What's stopping me? If I paid the 30 cents.
No,
Is it-
it's for commercial only,
Salmon,
yeah. No.
fishing,
Fishing.
no, not even fishing.
Commercial industry.
Period. It doesn't have to be fish related. 'Cause it
Just
doesn't
commercial.
say, it just says commercial.
Yeah.
So it needs to be
Commercial
tightened up,
business,
because
you
we don't want
park a
D8
truck
cats parked out there.
Exactly. I think we need to define.
But
the
anything
terms.
related, we should discuss
That's-
anything in relationship to
true.
marine activity, for commercial activity.
Yeah.
don't
And I think we need to have a stipulation, just in conversation, the mortgage needs to be tied with it.
Well, let's discuss the whole thing, including the language we want
Yeah.
to use at a future meeting.
But see, that opens up, Jeff brings up a good point, I mean, anybody, I could bring a D8 cat back there and say, I'm commercial, I wanna
Yeah.
park my cat back here.
Yeah, that term needs to be,
Or even if you have an RV that you use for a watchman in the summer and you're like, I don't have anywhere to put it, well,
You're really stretching it, but you're probably right.
I mean,
I hear what you're saying. I hear fire watch. It's probably a good idea to tighten that up regardless of what we do.
yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
Commission, yeah.
Do we agree we're gonna look at it this next month and
Sure.
come back?
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Manager and Commissioner reports. David?
I've met with the chamber, to coordinate everything for the 4th of July. You know, they're gonna bring in some volunteers, they do garbage and outhouses, and we just kinda coordinated to make sure we're all on the same page. And I was asked about next year. They're kind of wanting to do the fireworks back there again next year, because I don't see where anybody's gonna bring a barge back into town. They're offering to pay for all the sites back there for that day, for the use of that area for 4th of July again. So-
Is that feasible?
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to just move everybody out that was back there.
Well, if we have it in place by, say, October, where nobody can reserve those sites back there for 4th of July, I mean, the chamber would just pay us for that day for those 16 sites back there, and we'd do the fireworks back there.
Customers could figure their own work.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see what it looks like
yeah.
next month.
Yeah.
after we
Yeah,
do
when we're
this-
done with it.
After we do this and see how it all turns out.
Yeah.
That's not something I have to make a decision on.
No.
You know, before this, but I'd like to see how it turns out, David.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're just asking at this point, and we would have to, know by like October, so we could, shut those sites
Yeah.
down on Hercules so nobody could reserve them. Is
Are you
that-
already taking reservations for the sites?
We did 9 months, you have 9 months to make your reservations for those sites, so 9 months to the day of the 4th of July, they could reserve those sites back there. And if we
Are,
hadn't-
are you taking any reservations now for the SeaWorld?
We're gonna be pretty quick.
When he gains confidence that he's gonna have it done.
Yeah.
That'll put you under the gun.
We have it blocked off still at this point, but sometime after the 4th of July, I'm sure we'll be having a lot of people in there. It's gonna be,
Excellent. Good.
and the SeaWorld project, we're moving along smoother than what we thought. We ran into the problem with the sewer. The electrician, he's done an awesome job. I mean, it's nice and neat.
Knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah, he does. And they'll be putting in, hopefully, the PUD will be putting in their meters tomorrow, and then the power will be online tomorrow, and they're just gonna be waiting on us to finish the sewer and the water. Whenever we get that, I think we could probably have that lift station here by Monday. sure. But, we started the fuel line replacements on the docks now. They should be done by Friday, and that's gonna be a big one out of our way right there.
Who did you find to do that?
Four Cs, we went through,
Mascot?
Mascot, and their contractor is Four Cs.
How are you doing with ICM? Excuse me, Mo's, the walkway.
Mo's, well, we won't be able to do that until, I think, sometime in the middle of September before, they're building everything as we speak, from what I understand.
We have a
But-
contractor.
Yeah, we have a contract in place, and, we've made payment to them to start.
Building the aluminum walkway.
Yep. And so hopefully, sometime in September, it'll be done, mid-September.
Is there anything from ICM?
They've been doing a little bit. They're moving along, not as quickly as what we would have liked, but they are moving along. And it's kind of hard for them to do a lot of it because they have to coordinate with us, and we have to be able to do some of that repair with the planking underneath of those walls. But they've done some.
You're better staffed now.
Yeah. Craig seems to be working out real well.
Well, we got a lot of Craigs running around there, don't we?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. He likes his job. We all like him. He's a good guy, so.
Good.
How's that parking lot look over there? Our parking lot, is it in need of maintenance? Is it looking good?
The one over Noble Street parking lot,
Yeah.
you know, we had the city come in and run their street sweeper through there, but I think it's looking good. I don't know that we're gonna need as far as sealed or any major maintenance this year.
Managers have any, or commissioners?
Just a brief one. I was able to make the monthly meeting with the Chamber of Commerce and gave them an update on our projects, and they were very thankful that we helped pull off the fireworks, and so it was a good meeting. We have some happy chamber members that the 4th of July is gonna happen, so. Other than that, I've got nothing else to report, Mr. President.
Craig, Mike?
No, nothing.
We gotta do assignments for and then also we have to do, we're gonna ask you guys about possibly changing meetings to possibly 6 o'clock rather than 7 o'clock. Is that gonna, it's up to you guys, it was just,
I'll start, it wouldn't make any difference to me.
I don't know if it'd be easier on you guys to have our meetings earlier or not.
Well, we are getting older, but no,
So the only problem I have is I have a meeting the same Wednesday in Roseburg at 3:30 every Wednesday. And sometimes it's basically an hour and 45 minutes to get back here. And sometimes they're an hour and a half, 2 hours long, unfortunately. So those meetings have been suspended until the next school year, so I can find out if maybe they're gonna reschedule them at a different time, but I need to check that before I say, don't worry about it, because I might not be able to be
It
here.
would
on
have to
time.
work for everybody, I mean, it's us as staff, we don't.
Okay.
it makes
Hey,
no
Craig,
difference to me.
Honestly, it needs to work for us four.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no problem with the 7 o'clock. I like 7 o'clock.
I'd like to do it. It wouldn't matter to me, it's just that's a commitment I have.
Well,
And if
you've
we
got-
move it earlier,
you've
it
got
could be
a-
a conflict.
Yeah.
But I'll see if that's gonna continue, so.
Mike, what's your opinion on that?
You know, you guys need it at 7, that's good, I can do it. You know, I can do it once a month.
So we'll just keep it at 7?
I think for now, I think status quo would be,
Okay.
Assignments.
Yeah, committee assignments.
Well,
Is
you know,
there,
that's
is there a
July,
list
yeah.
of what we're currently on?
Yeah, that's the one right behind it.
Tab what, Dave? Tab
It would
seven?
be tab 7, and you'll see the 19 and 20 committee assignments, which are blank, and then right
I
behind
know
it.
I've signed up for some things that I haven't been able to make, so.
Join the club.
what do you guys find?
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Terry,
Yes, sir.
I think we need a motion to approve our board meeting schedule.
For the coming year.
Yeah.
For the upcoming year.
Okay.
Well, I'd move we approve the fiscal year 2019-20 regular meeting schedule of the Port of Siuslaw Board of Commissioners.
Second?
All right, I'll second it.
Hey, now that motion's made and seconded, we do have a meeting in Mapleton.
Thank you, I appreciate that, you continue doing that.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Aye. It's moved, made, and passed. Schedule.
Okay, now the next page is the committee assignments.
Right off, Dave, there are two that I know I continue to want to participate in, and then we backfill with some others. The
Okay.
Florence, if the commission agrees, Florence Area Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to continue to be on that assignment, and the Urban Renewal, I am a appointed member of the Urban Renewal District, so I would like to remain on that. And then, again, with the consent of the commission.
I would do the same ones I'm doing currently.
Okay. Pacific Waterways and the Plain Area Commission of Transportation.
Oh, yeah. And I've also, I was asked to be the ex officio for the watershed, unless somebody else wants to do that. I would also put my name on that one.
I think, Mike, you were on the watershed.
Yeah, I don't, it's fine if Bill wants to do that.
I can be the alternate and show up.
No, Joe, that's cool. That's
Okay,
fine.
all right. I didn't want to step on you, Mike.
You're not gonna step on me, trust me.
Okay.
There's 3 of them that require an elected official,
Which 3 of those?
first top 3. Transportation, LCOG, and Coastal Zone Management Association.
So you're gonna stay on transportation, Craig?
Mhm.
And then LCOG was Mike.
I probably never get anything from them. I get absolutely
Send
nothing.
out.
They, yeah.
I gotta be proactive to go out and beg to go to a meeting.
Doesn't Kelly remind
It
you?
doesn't worry, I
They
don't
don't
get,
send me anything.
I don't get any, I'll stay on that one. Someone has to do it, it's a dirty job.
Well, you know, you say the top 3, I've been to the OCZMA.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Wasn't necessarily incredibly helpful to you, was it?
no, there was nothing that we even need to be, you know, I think.
Kind of
we
a
could-
time waster.
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of marine engineers sitting around and politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like a fun group, Terry.
So you
Well,
want
I'm
us
not-
to sign you up again for it?
You saying you want to keep doing
I
it?
didn't even get a free lunch out of it.
You would've just had to turn it into the port.
No, there was something there, I can't remember what it was now. I got there like 10 minutes late and they took lunch order when you first walked in. It's like, really? You aren't here in the first 10 minutes?
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I wasn't, you can put me there.
Okay.
That was the third one down, Terry? I've lost-
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Has anybody ever went to the Lane Area Commission on Transportation? I think Nancy did in her
Nancy
tenure.
used to.
I haven't,
You haven't?
I haven't.
I think that'd be a good experience.
I'll make sure I take that one in.
It's in Springfield.
I keep track because I'm on their email list.
We want a full report when you do.
Okay, you got it.
The Oregon Public Ports Association, Dave, are you on that?
OPPA, I'm not.
Are we a member of it?
It was Meyer and Duman, oh yeah.
Well, I don't think I was able to make any of them, but we can switch it. We can go Dooman and Meyer this time.
You think I'll make it any better?
No, but let's do it.
Okay.
So how does a group get on our list? In other words,
I've been here 10 years and I haven't figured it out yet.
how do they get on the list and how do they drop off the list? Or how do, you know what I mean?
Some of these we pay a fee to belong.
Some of them, yeah.
We
but
do?
These have been in place since I've been here.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just curious.
in all honesty, I mean, I see the Florence Urban Renewal, I see the Area Chamber of Commerce, I see the Watershed Council. But when we start talking about the coastal zone management, do we think we have a input that's beneficial to them?
Questionable.
I don't know if that's necessarily our role or more of a chamber role or more of an economic, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking at the list, kind of thinking, you know, yeah, that's how relevant some of this is and if it's our role and again, how they get on our radar and how they get off of it. If we're just continuing to assign folks to be on different organizations that we get no positive feedback from, it doesn't really make sense to keep, in my
Assigning
opinion,
people.
I'm just questioning that. That's, you know.
Well, I've been questioning for 10 years.
So, but, I'm a pretty short timer here, so I don't really know. I just asked that question because there's a lot of stuff on here and there's a lot of time commitment here that's
Well,
associated with it, and I don't see why we need to waste time on things that aren't beneficial. It's good that the port's involved in all these different things, but if there's no mutual benefit to us, I'm wondering if maybe we should review the list, you know?
Well, I'm an excavation contractor. What am I doing, going to the Oregon Coastal Zone Management?
I don't know.
Seriously, the time I spent at that meeting, I was in the dark the whole time. They were talking in their own little circles.
Well, see, you've been, I mean, I can't really speak I haven't been to some of these, so I guess maybe the answer is attend them and see what kind of information you get from them, and then bring that back to the commission and we decide, you know what I mean?
I know the third one from the bottom, Dave and I went to one, I don't think I was able to make one this year, but it was Pacific Coast Congress of Harbor Masters and Port Managers.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
That was a very good meeting and very good contacts, and you got to hear from other port managers and other port commissions what they were doing and how they were solving some problems and how to handle derelict boats. So some of them are really,
Even in the second one up, the SDAO thing, it's important that we
Oh,
have
yeah.
good relationships with them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the representative.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, I know firsthand that's beneficial to us. But there's a lot of them I don't, like I said, I don't know, and I'm not trying to waste our time in debating that here. I just think it's a discussion we should have.
but like on the Pacific Coast Congress, I would think that David should be the assignee, and I would, or others, be an alternate, but I'd like to be an alternate on that Pacific Coast Congress. However, I don't want to take somebody, Kelly is, how's that filled now? Does it on the,
It's Meyer and Brandt.
And Brad,
okay,
you're there as an alternate.
But we won't have another, our conference will be this, won't be till this fall, right?
I'm not sure when
Yeah.
that one is.
But, of course, it doesn't preclude you from joining us, David, but I think you could take the lead on that. But
Mhm.
Well, even the Pacific Northwest Waterways,
Yeah,
you know, I see some value there. How much, I'm not sure.
Zalesi is on right now, Pacific Northwest Waterways.
that's another full report we'll need then.
You have a
That-
problem with that, Craig Z?
That has to do with dredging and stuff, so.
No, I can do that. I don't have any problem with any of it.
Good.
Mike, have you ever been to any of these?
No.
What's your opinion?
Well, I'm not interested in, I mean, we pay dues to Oregon Ports Association. They can
Yeah.
lobby for state legislation and funding all they want. I'm not lobbying and I don't have a lot to offer. Generally speaking, they send things out to the port, to our
Yeah.
staff, to give input on what they need. And so to me, it's something that it does make sense for me or anybody else to attend something about state legislation and lobbying. Because we all get information from various places regarding legislation. Staff, the port itself, management, they're asked for their input on priorities and various things. And we all see that periodically coming through the mail. So, you know, that's one of those that it doesn't make sense to me to do. Lane Area Commission on Transportation, I don't know, you know, it's one of those things that I think you have to kind of know what's going on there, or what's coming up on the agenda, what kinds of things they're gonna talk about, whether or not you feel it might be useful to participate in some way. At one time, there was talk about us participating in the railroad and, you know, some transportation issues, and it just kind of goes away. So it's, if we attended all of these, it
Most,
would be
I get the
difficult.
emails from them.
Yeah, some of them I get emails
And that's
from.
fine. I mean, I review them.
And if
Almost
there's
all of
interest-
it doesn't really pertain to our
Right.
area. It's things that are happening elsewhere in the county.
I think we should just make the decision based on ourselves, on,
Whether
you
we'd
know, I'm
like
not,
to attend.
yeah, I'm not gonna guarantee I'm going to LCOG, no, not at
Yeah.
all. Voting delegate for interagency cooperation, I don't even know what that means. You know what, I mean, I know what the words mean, but I don't know what that's all supposed to mean. I've never been contacted, I don't get email, I don't get stuff. So it's like, this is just a courtesy thing that they do to all municipalities,
Public,
you know, it's like, it's just another government pyramid. That's how I feel. I mean, there's a couple of them in here that are good, you know, Watershed Council, they do good things. We should be represented there, we should participate, they'll do a good job. Chamber of Commerce, you know, it's a local, we're here to promote economic development. One of our priorities is promote economic development, facilitate in any way we can. There's a good place for us to be in the middle of things that are going on. So there's Oregon Economic Development Association, Economic Development Training and Cooperation. Yeah, well, we're always willing to cooperate in any kind of economic development. We just don't get contacted very often about those kinds of things. Nobody comes up with anything. And if we have ideas, we'll pursue them with the appropriate agencies. That's what it feels like. I don't want us to be obligated to go, oh my gosh, I missed a meeting this
Yeah.
month, or, you know, that type of thing. I don't want us to
I
do
agree.
that.
I think what I'd rather see done is have staff notify the commissioners that the Oregon Coastal Zone Management's meeting, if you'd like to attend, please, you know.
And that's what I get. I currently get some of those notifications.
And there should be agendas too. What are you talking about tonight? What do what's going on? What do we look, so we can be prepared or make the decision that it's important for us to attend. We can't be the only organization having the same conversation.
No.
So do we have a consensus there? We're gonna let the positions that are filled be filled, and the others, open notification.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay?
And attended on as needed or as desired basis. So,
Correct.
yeah.
I like the as needed, as desired. Does that satisfy you, David?
Yep. So
Kelly?
you're gonna be special districts and Western Lane Ambulance again?
There was one there we didn't talk about, the West Lane Emergency. Kelly, are you part of that?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been going to the WeLog meetings, I've missed a couple, but I go to
Good.
others still. And I think I'm gonna see if I can't get Amy to start going to those
Okay.
Excellent.
on those places,
So put her as an alternate, or just staff?
staff. And if she can't, then I'll go.
That being said, our next meeting is July 17th, so we will be through the 4th. Hopefully. Any other comments?
Can I say something?
Sure, Kelly.
So we have board of directors and management staff trainings through SDAO. And I've signed up Craig Brandt and me and Dave. Does anybody else want to go to that? It's good for the commissioners.
I would
Is
like
it
to,
August 7th?
But
Yeah, that's when the news poured on the 7th of August.
It is.
Yeah, board
That's-
and management staff
I'm
training.
registered for that.
Are you? Okay,
I think you did it,
did I do that for you?
I think.
I'll double check.
Is Brant going too?
He is.
Okay, good. It's in Newport, right?
It is in Newport.
Yeah. I'm intending to go, I think I'm registered.
They're really, really good, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
I'll show up even if I'm not.
So if you think about it and you want to, let me know and I can register whoever else.
yeah, I'd love to, but I am so busy trying to get my, once I get over the hill on my projects, I won't be able to jump in on some of these more.
Bill, you're retired.
Not totally, yeah, I should be.
That being said, I'm going to close the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. You don't leave me much hope for retirement. You work more than I do.
Good to see you, Mike.